Hey Internet, it's RJ. Welcome back. Thanks for tuning into the show today. Now today is Sunday, so you know what that means. It's time to go around the net with all the news you can use in the week that was in the world of credit and finance. So on the show for today, we have the official press release for the Wells Fargo autograph card. We have a new PayPal business card. Chase Pay Yourself Back has been extended. We will talk about some Priority Pass updates, and we'll close taking a look at one of the Marriott Chase cards that has a very interesting offer to cover. So of course, if that sounds interesting to you, then go ahead, press the subscribe button, and let's get to work. Now, we've been talking about this first story for a while, the return of the Wells Fargo Propel card, basically as the autograph card. Now, details have leaked out about this for over a month now, and sometimes when things leak, I'm pretty sure it's intentional, but we now have an official press release to take a look at, so we won't spend a ton of time on this because we've talked about it before, but again, here you have it, and the main thing is, they say it's going to be coming out in July. Now, we actually believe the launch date to be July 13th, which I believe is a Wednesday. And again, if you take a look at everything it's rumored to have, then it's supposed to be basically the rebranded version of the Propel, just this time it's going to be a Visa instead of a American Express payment network. So, overall, there are some videos out there already about the card since we've kind of know all the stuff it's going to have, and they do confirm it in the press release. I will do an official video closer to launch day, probably on the day it comes out or shortly after that. Personally, I find it safer bet to do it once it's already on the website. That way you can take a look at how the card fits into the website fully, kind of form some thoughts around that. So definitely be on the lookout, and of course press the button down below if you're interested in that, but we will have it for you very soon. But of course, it is officially confirmed now, so you can get excited. Now, with that, if you want a brand new card that is actually on the market as of today, ready for application, well, PayPal has you covered. This time, PayPal is jumping into the world of business with a PayPal business card. So let's take a look at this card next. And here we have it, PayPal Business Cashback MasterCard Credit Card. Seems a little redundant in the title there. Turn everyday business expenses into rewards with 2% cash back on every purchase and no annual fee. And that's pretty much the card. It's a classic 2% card. Now, this card that came out maybe 2 months ago, I'd say, okay, cool, another classic 2% card. In the business world, it's not terrible considering even Chase and the Inc. Unlimited, is still 1.5x. Wells Fargo Business Platinum is still 1.5x. So it's nice to see a business card moving into the realm of 2%. However, because PayPal just refreshed their personal card and it still has the 2%, but it also has the 3% on PayPal purchases, I now find this card kind of underpowered as soon as it hits the market. And I'm not really sure why business cards sometimes either tend to be epic or they just kind of sell them short of their personal counterpart. So if you're in the market for this, I would say there's definitely reason to get a business card if you want, because sometimes business doesn't report to personal credit. And maybe you're going to carry balances over there on that business card perhaps. But other than that, I think the personal card is still much better than this. And honestly, I think PayPal probably should have done a little bit more to make them even because, again, for a lot of our use cases, it just makes sense to stick with the personal one. So nice to have another 2% card out there. There's no annual fee, but this one seems a little underpowered when it hit the market just compared to its personal counterpart. But now here's something that's not underpowered, and that is Priority Pass, right? So Priority Pass has been famous forever. It's the lounge network that partners with a lot of the credit cards like Chase, American Express, Capital One, all the major players. You can get into airport lounges across their whole lounge network across the globe, really. Well, historically, it's been a little bit difficult to get into the lounge. Not from it's difficult to get in, but to remember how to access the lounge. So if you're familiar with PayPal or Priority Pass, you have to go in and activate Priority Pass, and they mail you a card, a special Priority Pass card, and you can, of course, add that to the app. But a lot of common normal folks, I guess I should say, who don't watch the show, don't really understand that you don't have to hand them your Platinum card or hand them your Sapphire Reserve to get into the Priority Pass lounge, especially because to get into Delta lounges or to get into Centurion, you do hand them your Platinum card, and it causes confusion. Well, now Priority Pass is looking to rectify this. Well, kind of, sorta, so take a look at this. So this comes to us from Frequent Miler, who actually tried to go set this up. So really what we have here is that you can now, in some select lounges, you can get in with your associated credit card, what they're calling your payment card, and not a specific Priority Pass membership card. Now, this is available at some lounges. We don't have a list yet. And how you set this up is really you log into Priority Pass account that's associated with your card, and then it automatically activates after 12 hours. Now, the thing that Frequent Miler is noting here, though, is that Of course, you must activate the Priority Pass benefit, and then you also do not get a confirmation when the perk is activated, which I find very weird and somewhat unsettling, considering that you could, in fact, hand them your Sapphire Reserve or your Platinum to swipe it, and I don't know if they might end up charging it or how it's going to work. Maybe they do charge the card and they post a credit on it. I'm not really sure yet. It's a really good concept because, it's overdue, honestly, to get in this way, limit the cards. There's no real reason to have a separate Priority Pass card anymore, considering that, I'm sure someone pays for Priority Pass, but most people are getting in through the primary payment card, the credit card it's associated with anyways. So it's a good start. We really just need more detail on this one, honestly. Right now it almost seems like it might not be worth the hassle, and it might just be easier to download the Priority Pass app and keep it there. That's what I've done historically, but I don't have any Priority Pass cards at the moment, or I would try this. So if you've tried it, let me know what happens. But again, frequent mileage, like, hey, you don't get a lot of heads up. And I actually haven't seen any notifications or things go out from Priority Pass. So we'll keep an eye on this because I imagine this feature will evolve over time. At least I hope it will. Now, on to Chase and Pay Yourself Back. So last week we talked about Chase Pay Yourself Back categories expiring at the end of June. We're obviously in July now, and those categories have been extended, so we'll take a look at those for the Sapphire and the Ink lineup, then I'll give you some thoughts. So we'll start out with the Ink line here. So you can see Chase Ink lineup categories are going to be extended through September 30th, so basically the third quarter of the year. So the categories you have are internet, cable, and phone services, which are pretty helpful. Ink Preferred, 1.25 back. Ink Cash, Ink Unlimited, both get 1.1 back on those. And then Chase Pay Yourself Back for Sapphire. Again, these are the same exact category. So Sapphire Reserve 1.5x. You can redeem it for the annual fee, dining, Airbnb. So I think away luggage comes off. And then you have Sapphire Preferred 1.25, which is just Airbnb. Of course, both extended through the end of the quarter. Now, overall, it's one of those, I'm a fan of Pay Yourself Back, and I'm glad it's being extended, but we've had a lot of these categories for 6 months now, so I'm kind of like, hey, we probably should have rotated the categories. Annual fee and dining are fine because the Sapphire is a dining card. I think the Sapphire Preferred probably should have got dining as well. Airbnb almost seems like it might be better use on the Reserve than anything else. I do think Chase has a business relationship with Airbnb as well, so I would have liked to see them rotate kind of like the Freedom categories do, honestly. I'm glad that they're extending it out. It kind of, to me, seems like they might not know what they want to do with it right away, or maybe they're just kind of looking for partners. Like, I wouldn't be surprised, especially on the personal side of the house, if, like, Away Luggage was a partner, and maybe a few weeks from now they announce another partner, like Airbnb is a partner. I could definitely see something like that happen. The Ink line is actually the better one because everyone has cell phone, internet, cable, and actually the Ink Cash is already going to get you 5% back on cell phone and internet. That's my card for Pay My Verizon bill with. So that one actually works because those are actually, solid things. Again, dining is too, but I think the other ones I could have stood to see them being rotated a little bit. That's just my personal thought. Overall, I'm reluctant to complain too much because, again, they did extend it, and I do think it is a good perk to have. I do think we should just make it a permanent staple of the cards, and that really locks down Chase, in my opinion, because you have so much. You can go through the portal with the high valuation, or you can go through common categories, which is pretty interesting. Now you're a travel and a cashback trifecta or superfecta. So, of course, let me know what you think about the categories down below. But now we will stick with the House of Diamond, and we will talk about the Marriott card that they had, the $95 annual fee one, because they have an interesting offer on here. I did get a few questions about this, so I normally don't like to make videos on specific sign-up bonuses because those videos have a shelf life, and it's usually very, very brief, like maybe a month or two max, then it's no good to anyone. So we'll talk about it here if you are interested in a hotel card. So let's take a look at the card itself and talk about the offer. So the card we're talking about is going to be the Marriott Boundless card, and you see the offer here, they're going to have 5 free night awards, so you can earn 5 free night awards, each night valued at up to 50k points after you spend $5,000 on purchases in your first 3 months of having the card. Of course, certain hotels have resort fees. Now, in addition to that, if you scroll down a bit, number 3, they say this is a new benefit here, but I could have sworn this has been a benefit for quite some time, because at least I have it on my slide that we'll take a look at in a second for the full card, but earn 3x points for every $1 on $6,000 in spend and combined purchase each year at grocery store, gas stations, and dining. Again, I could have sworn that was an existing perk, but overall, this is a really interesting offer here because, again, the certs are up to 50,000 points. Now, Marriott's reward chart is changing pretty soon, I think. I believe I'm showing you the most current one right now, I think. We're kind of like in a transition period. But if you take a look at it, what 50,000 points can get you, like really you're into the category 6 or 7. Now there's some off-peak and peak pricing in there, so of course it's really going to depend on like when you hit it. But you know, if you're category 6, you know, you can do standard pricing, 50,000 points, and then category 7, you know, off peak, you could be 50,000 as well. So again, it does kind of vary depending on the night and things like that. So you have to play around with it. But overall, I do think this is a good card to get, especially for this offer, especially if you have some trips coming up that you can make use of these certificates. So, you know, overall, I think this is actually pretty good. Now, I know there's also been rumors of there being another Marriott card coming. I think it would be on the American Express side, because American Express has like the more premium side of the house, right? We don't have a ton of details on that at the time, but again, do remember there is the Marriott one lane rule. So if you've got a current Amex Marriott card, or you have, you know, gotten a bonus recently on one of those, then you know you can't get the bonus on the Chase cards and vice versa. That's why they call it one lane. You have to pick one. But overall, they do usually have strong offers for this card. I had it at one point, and there is a downgrade path to a no annual fee Marriott card. It can be worth keeping because you also get like 15 Elite Nights credited each year, which can help you if you're trying to, you know, get to status or something like that. So overall, decent offer if you are interested in the Marriott card. Of course, let us know, you know, what you would do with those reward certificates, or if you have any other tips to get even extended value out of them. Love to hear your thoughts on that. But anyways, guys, that's going to do it for this one. So if you liked it, drop me a thumbs up down below. Of course, if you found it particularly interesting, consider subscribing to the channel. Again, posting content just like this every Monday, Wednesday, and Friday. Of course, right back here every Sunday with all the news you can use in the week that was in credit and finance. Again, my question for you guys is let me know what you think about the stories. For those ready for the Wells Fargo autograph card, are you just itching to pull the trigger? July 13th, right around the corner. Let me know what you would like to see in that video focused on specifically, as well as any other stories that you may have saw throughout the week. But anyways, guys, that's going to do it for this one. As always, thank you so much for watching. I'll talk to you very soon on Monday.